And that exclusivity created a psychological trap. People believed that if they were lucky enough to be in, they must be making a smart decision. And when people feel special, they're far less likely to ask questions. Then, there were the consistent returns. Most Ponzi schemes collapsed quickly because they promised outrageous and realistic profits. But Madoff was smarter than that. He didn't promise to double your money overnight. Instead, he showed steady, predictable growth, usually around 10-12% per year. Ironically, it was that very stability that should have been a red flag. Real investments go up and down. No one, not even the best investors in the world, can guarantee consistent returns year after year. But because Madoff's numbers weren't too extreme, people didn't suspect fraud. And then there was the Securities and Exchange Commission, the government agency responsible for detecting fraud. Over the years, financial analysts raised red flags. One man, Harry Markopolos, spent nearly a decade warning the SEC that Madoff numbers didn't add up. He even ran the maths and proved that Madoff's strategy was statistically impossible. But every time he reported it, the SEC ignored him. Why? Part of it was incompetence, part of it was arrogance, and part of it was simple human nature. People didn't want to believe that someone as respected as Madoff could be a fraud. It was easier to assume that he was just a financial genius playing by rules they didn't understand. By the time people started asking the right questions, it was too late. The damage was already done, and the house of cards was about to come crashing down. So what finally brought Madoff down? It wasn't some brilliant detective work or a deep investigation. It was simple math. The 2008 financial crisis hit, and investors panicked. They wanted their money back, and not just a little. $7 billion in withdrawal requests flooded in. For Madoff, this was the end of the road. He didn't have the cash to pay them because, of course, the money had never been invested.